Hey everybody, this is Dream, and today I'm going to be reviewing CATTCH. CATTCH is developed by Infected Pixels Studio and published by Chili Dog Interactive. It's kind of a mouthful there. CATTCH is 99 on the Xbox, and it comes out 12/18/2020. So this game is a platformer, and in the game you play as this character, and you have to collect stars and find your friends, and you find your friends by knocking on the boxes, and the stars you just pick up by going through them. You have to traverse the levels by jumping around and using blocks that move in order to. They're stationary, but you have to move. You have to jump on them at the right times in order to go to certain places and collect stars. And you also have a timer on each level as well. Um, Basically, this is a pretty fun little platformer. I mean, it's definitely kind of a. I wouldn't say it's a kids game because it's actually kind of difficult, but it's not a bad platformer, and all the platforming things work really well in the game. I think a lot of platformers don't work quite as well as this one does, and so I really did enjoy playing this one. There's also traps that you can find, which are the little mouse you'll see in this video that open, and they will eat you. And it's easy to die in this game because you could either fall down off the map in certain places or you could get eaten. And so you have to kind of your jumps and things so that make sure that you can avoid those things. In some areas of these levels, it's actually pretty hard. There's also bouncing things that you can use in order to get to higher places and other types of hidden areas as well that you can find. There's save points very often, so that once you make it a little ways, you always have little checkpoints in the levels, so you won't ever get stuck too much in any one area. However, there was a couple of times where I actually got soft locked, so to speak, whereas where I got stuck in a place where I couldn't really get out because I picked up a save in like the wrong place and then went someplace and changed the level direction. To talk about that, there are these random things that you can find that will turn the level like sideways or upside down, and it'll change your orientation. And it is possible to actually mess up a level with that, and then you'll have to reset and start again. But overall, also I'll point out that the stars and the things, once you collect them, they're collected for good. So you don't. So even if you want to make a jump and die for one, you can definitely do that with ease, and that's a very useful thing to do. In fact. So yeah, and there's achievements tied to all those things. Getting a lot of stars, and getting a lot of the things. You don't need all of them in the game, but you do need quite a few of them. It's probably over half. There's also, I forgot to mention, there's also some blocks that you can break in some places, so you kind of want to take a look for those. But they're easy to see because they're only half the size of the regular blocks. As for attacking for your the attack thing is really only useful for blowing up the box that your friends are stuck in, and that only works from the side. So just keep that as a note. As you progress through levels, you just have to find the end point, which is going to be this little blue circle thing that you're going to jump into, and that completes the level and saves your progress. I will note that there is a trick in order to get all the achievements in this game without actually playing the game, because they have cheat codes inputted in the game that will unlock all the levels for you and give you all the achievements as you play. The only achievement you won't be able to get by doing that is the achievement for dying 9 times, which you'll actually have to do. However, I highly recommend playing the game because it's actually a pretty good game, and I had a lot of fun playing it, and I played it before I knew that there was an achievement thing, so I was glad I did because I actually enjoyed the game. I'm disappointed that they have this achievement thing in it because I wish that there would be. I wish it was, something that you'd had to play. The achievements aren't bad either because you don't have to complete everything. It just wants you to complete the game, and it wants you to get, a reasonable amount of stars and a reasonable amount of your friends. Like, you don't have to get all of them. Like some games would require all of them, but this one doesn't require it. So it's not a bad list at all. And I was like, man, this is a great list for this game considering what it is. It's very straightforward, but it's also, it just rewards you for doing a reasonably good job of completing the game. I'm disappointed, like I said, about the achievements being easy to unlock because there's cheat codes, but it's alright. We have a guide for that on our YouTube channel, and I'll link that in the description here. But at any rate, As for the game, I'm gonna give the game a 7.5 out of 10 because I think it's just a quality platformer. It's a little silly, like graphically and things, but it works well, and so I'm gonna reward it for that, despite it being a little silly. It's just it's a fun little platforming game. So I definitely recommend it if you're into these type of games, into platformers specifically. For $10, it's not a terrible price either. So I've seen a lot worse games for a lot more money, and as far as platformers, this is pretty standard price. So yeah, I recommend it. So um, let me know what else you think about if you have anything to say about the game, and feel free to check out our achievement guide in order to get those achievements easy if that's really all you're about. If you're really just buying it for the achievements, then I would definitely wait for it to go on sale. But if you want a good little platformer, then I'd recommend picking it up. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. So thanks, and have a nice day, everybody.